Steve, so what we're having for dinner this evening?
Ooh, we're going Italian, darling, and we're going to make some meatballs. I'm going to put that on some fresh pasta that I made. And we're going to make some, so we've got some minced beef, we've got some chorizo, chilies, garlic, some finely chopped onion, a little bit of fennel seed that I've crushed in the pestle and mortar, and a little bit of smoked paprika. I'm going to bind that together with some breadcrumbs and an egg. You can make it by hand. I prefer to do it in a mixing bowl, to be honest. I think you get a smoother texture, and it's a lot easier and less messy. So here we go. I'm going to put the minced beef in here.
This all came about because people ask me when they come to the restaurant, what does Steve make for you at the weekend? And we like quite simple things, don't we?
Yes, we do. But during lockdown, we tend to make it ourselves rather than buying it in. And it's a bit excessive using making some fresh pasta, but I enjoy doing it. So we've got in there the onions, the chorizo, the minced beef. I'm going to put half that amount of chili. I'm going to use the rest of the chilies for my sauce, and likewise with the garlic. Okay, so that's in there. I'm going to crack an egg in there. Some smoked paprika. That works well with chorizo. Chorizo's made from smoked paprika. The fennel seeds that I've crushed in the pestle and mortar. Not too much. It's just a very subtle herb. It's a lovely spice. It's almost like a licorice aniseed flavour. Okay, so we've got some breadcrumbs. Oh, wow.
So how much breadcrumbs are you putting in there, Steve?
Probably about 3 or 4 tablespoons, to be honest. That's enough.
Is it any special breadcrumbs or?
These are panko breadcrumbs. You can use it's probably best to use soft white breadcrumbs. But if you do that, you can have to soak them in milk and then squeeze the milk out and then add it to it. It can make them a bit dry, but we're going to add plenty of moisture into there. More fat with the olive oil. Plenty of salt and pepper. Plenty of pepper. You need a peppery nice. When you're grinding pepper into a hot sauce or some soup or whatever, and the steam rises, it clogs the mechanism up. Okay. We grate some Parmesan cheese into that as well. Bear with me. This is Parmesan. You could use pecorino. They're just equally as good. Parmesan tends to be a bit stronger in flavour. Okay, yeah. That's everything's in there now. We'll put it on the machine. This is the machine I use the pasta for as well. Fantastic machines. Which you bought me for Christmas, darling, didn't you?
I did. And all the things he wants is a mixer. If he's not got enough at work.
Well, man of simple pleasures. Okay, so I've been mixing away for about 3 or 4 minutes now. That's all nicely blended together. Right, so we're making into balls. We've got some warm water. If you're making, you can make a lot of these and they freeze very well. But if you use warm water, it stops them from sticking to your hand. So you want about size of a golf ball. Doesn't matter if you're not perfectly round. I think it's much more rustic.
We're on about rustic.
Yes, we are. And these need to chill down for about 20 minutes, half an hour in the fridge. Which is, in the meantime, we can make a tomato sauce, which we're going to put some chopped onions, chili, garlic, some fennel seed, some tomato, some crushed tin tomatoes, and some red wine. And that's basically about it. And then we're going to finish it off with lots and lots of coriander. And then hopefully, I'm going to put the meatballs in the oven to brown them off. But I'll put them in a pan first and then
What's
Start them
sealing?
going. Yeah, start them going, and then when they put them in the oven, they've got half a chance. But just to get them brown, it's called the Maillard reaction, where you brown meat. It brings the sugar out of the meat, and it makes it slightly sweeter. A natural sweetness. And that's where you get your flavour from, that's where you get all your roast. When you roast on your roast, when you brown it, that's where you get all the flavour from. It's putting your gravy in, okay. So I've made what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Oh no, I've made 13 meatballs, please.
No. No.
Oh no. I'll have to make 14 now.
14.
Okay, it's easy enough.
Anybody that comes to the restaurant knows I'm so superstitious. If a table is set for 13, I make it up to 14.
We certainly don't have a table of 30.
No.
Okay, so I'm putting them all nice and hunky-dory into the fridge, and we'll see you in 20 minutes.
Okay, Steve, what are you doing now?
Okay, I've got a nice hot pan. Meatballs go into it. You can hear it sizzling slightly. That's just about the right temperature.
Is it olive oil?
Yes, olive oil.
How much are you putting?
Oh, that's 3 or 4 glub, glub, glub.
And you're doing this to cook them or just to brown
We're
them?
going to brown them off and then put them in the oven. We brown them from one side, turn them over, then put them in the oven for about 10-12 minutes. I'm not too concerned if they're not cooked while they're in the oven, because we're going to finish the cooking off in the sauce. We're going to be braising for about 20 minutes for all the flavours to get together.
So get all the sauces
Yeah.
and juices.
So there we go. Use my fingers to take out.
And the chorizo?
We'll put the chorizo in the sauce afterwards. We're going to make the sauce when these are in the oven. We start making the sauce. That's what I'm going to do now. My favourite pan, Le Creuset. Christmas present.
Another one from me.
So here we go. Smell the browning now. I'm going to turn them over. So we're going to do
It's a shame there's no smelly vision because it smells delicious. So per portion, per person, how many meatballs?
Go 4 size, probably 4 size. So these are quite big. We'll probably only eat 4 of them. But we're going to leave the rest of them in the sauce, and they always make a nice snack. They're always better heated up the next day. Always. In fact, you're better off making them. Put the sauce in and everything, and then put them in the fridge and then eat them next day. Okay, so the colour's going on then nicely.
Yep.
We'll put them in the oven.
What's the temperature in the oven?
About 180.
180. For how long?
Probably about 12 minutes.
So Steve, what are you going to do while your meatballs are in the oven?
I'm going to have a sip of my gin and tonic.
I don't blame you.
Okay, so I've got a medium hot pan on, and before I do anything else, I've got the fennel seeds that are ground slightly beforehand, and we're going to dry roast them. That brings the flavour out.
Is this for your sauce?
Yes, for the sauce. The flavour, the smell is intense. You don't need a great deal of these fennel seeds in, but the flavour that puts into it is amazing. Oh, missed this. Yeah, just brown them off, that's enough. Try and taste and smell them. Right, some onions first of all. Plenty of olive oil.
The onions, is that a full onion or half a big onion?
This is half a big onion, a large onion roll. So the onions are in there, the garlic. We don't really want to colour all this, just to sort of soften it all up, ready for the
How much
tomato.
garlic did you put in?
A lot. It's up to you how much you want to put in it. That's the thing. What I find is that the more you cook garlic, the less you can taste garlic.
Yeah.
I think you're better off if you really love your garlic, which I might do with this, is once you've cooked it with the garlic, add some raw garlic afterwards,
Yeah.
and that'll just it'll just give it that zing.
Make sure your partner has the same amount of garlic. So have you put chilies in there as well?
I'll put my chilies in.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to put the chorizo in now. I'll put the peppers in around.
The peppers, what type of peppers are you putting in?
I forgot what they're called now, but the long peppers. That are sweet.
Not the bitter ones.
No, not this one, no. But I think there's so much more flavour in these the long ones rather than the normal red ones that you buy. I never use green peppers and stuff like this. Okay, so I'll put a lid on that.
That's your favourite pan.
It is, certainly. Okay, so the onions, chorizo, peppers, garlic, that's all been clocking away nicely. Yeah. So now we're going to add the tomatoes.
So how much tomato did you actually put in there?
I've used 2 400-gram tins in this because it never goes to waste. It'll keep a week in the fridge quite happily. You can always use it for other stuff, other dishes. So I'll put some smoked paprika, a little bit more smoked paprika in the sauce. Some red wine.
What does the paprika
Gives it a smokiness to it. It's,
okay.
The chorizo is made from smoked paprika and red wine and all sorts. Put some red wine in there.
They say never put wine into a meal that you wouldn't drink, is that correct?
Yes, I think so. But you don't want to use your expensive best wines for cooking.
But not plonk.
Not plonk, no. So that's sizzling away there, that's simmering. So I'm going to leave that for about another 10 minutes. The sauce is basically finished off. I haven't put any salt in it because the chorizo can be quite salty.
Okay.
So let that simmer away gently. Another few minutes, the meatballs will be ready. Whoa. So the sauce is just about there. That's looking good. You can smell that chorizo in it. Fantastic. I've got the meatballs there ready, nicely browned off. So we're going to put everything, all the juices, and there's a lot of fat actually come out of the chorizo. It's a lovely red colour.
That's the best bits.
Put it all in. Don't be scared of the fat and the juice. Make sure the meatballs are smothered in the sauce, covered away.
And how long would you cook that for now?
Probably 20 minutes or so. But it doesn't matter. If you want to leave it on 40 minutes, it'll be perfectly fine, as long as it was ticking over. Okay, so we've got the meatballs simmering away gently over a low heat. So you can if you feel them, they're quite stiff. By braising them for another 20-30 minutes, they will loosen up and they'll absorb all the juices in the sauce. So that's all hunky-dory now. So I'm going to put the lid on, turn it down very, very low.
And how long will you leave that for, Steve?
I'd leave that for about 30 minutes, I think. Just time for another gin and tonic. Okay? So, I put a pan of boiling water on there, bubbling away nicely. And we're going to put plenty of salt in there to cook the pasta. Don't be scared of putting the salt in there. Okay?
Didn't a very famous chef say it should taste of the sea?
Yes, he certainly did. Antonio Coluccio, God bless him. I love the man. But anyhow, so we've got the meatballs, the tomato sauce, all ready to go there. A lot of the oil will come to the surface, but it's chorizo. The oil for a lot of it's the olive oil and the chorizo, so it's not necessarily fat that's bad for you, but it's mix it in. And what was going to happen now? We're going to add the coriander, and that's going to absorb some of the oil, so all the flavour's going to go in now. So at the moment, we're going to. Here's my
He looks a bit like my skirt. Well, when I was younger. When I was younger.
Right, this pasta's only going to take a matter of 2 minutes maximum. So make sure everything else is hunky dory.
Oh, for goodness sake, don't drop. No, 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 no.
Hello.
Don't.
Peekaboo. Okay, so I've got the warm plate. Right, so I've got some rocket leaf here. This is wild rocket, which is a bit more intense than your normal rocket.
Yeah.
Sharon likes her chili oil.
I certainly do.
This chili oil absolutely knocks your socks off.
This is Steve's chili oil. It's actually an old gin bottle. Oh no, an old gin bottle that we fill with different oils, and this one is the chili oil.
So I'm going to mix that. I'm going to put some chili oil in with the rocket. I'm not going to bother with any salt because I think the salt from the chorizo is enough. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to grate the Parmesan over the rocket, which is going to be inside.
What's that? Spaghetti. I mean,
whoa.
tagliatelle.
There's enough for about 6 people there, but you know what I'm like, I can't cook for 2 people.
No, you
cook
can't.
for 20. Yeah.
No, this is true. You cannot cook for 2 people. You also cannot use 1 pan. Why not use 1 pan when you use 60?
Well, yeah. So anyway, so I'm going to cook the pasta now.
I don't know
Does
then.
it? Okay, that's going to take 2 minutes at the most. If it was dry pasta, it'd probably take about 12-14 minutes, depending on the thickness of it. Right, so we're going to cook the pasta and then put it into here with plenty of chopped fresh coriander. Okay, so the pasta's nearly there. Been cooking, boiling away for about a minute and a half now. Let me try it. Oh. Yeah, never overcook pasta. Suppose it's soggy now. And always put some of the water. There's plenty of water on the pasta. We'll put that all in there.
And it's always pasta to sauce, not sauce on top of the pasta.
Yeah. The pasta needs to sit in the sauce. Absorb all the flavours.
That smells gorgeous.
There's about 3 meals in there, so I'll have to freeze some down.
Says you.
I can't cook for 2 people.
No.
Give me 100 people to cook for, I think, yeah? Not 2 people.
So what's your final touches on this then?
Well, we're going to chop some fresh coriander in now. Doesn't have to be fine, doesn't have to be coarse, just needs to be roughly chopped. I'll absorb a lot of the oils from the chorizo.
I love coriander.
Whoa.
That's amazing.
Nice.
And then, shall we put the cheese on at the end?
Yeah, I'm going to plate it up, which might be a bit messy, but hey ho. We're not in the restaurant, it's at home.
And that's why I love Steve's own cooking.
Yum, 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 yum. Okay, so here we are, we've got the pasta, and we've got the meatballs sitting on the pasta with the sauce and the chorizo. We've got some wild rocket that's, we've tossed it in some chili oil, and now we're going to grate some Parmesan over the top. It's almost like snow, it's like snowing. There we go.